Hey guys, I am back with another video, and today this is my first MLB video on this channel just because I talk about the Orioles. As an Orioles fan, I am very happy about this season. Everybody expected us to be going 100 losses again. Everybody expected the Orioles to be probably one of the worst teams in the AL, if not the entire league, and obviously everybody expected the Orioles to be last in the AL East. Mainly because everybody expected the AL East to come down to the Yankees, Blue Jays, Rays, and Red Sox again. However, with all that in mind, I am very happy about this season just because not only did the Orioles finish above 500, but we are also in the playoff race until mid-September. And as an Orioles fan, I am very happy about that. Now let's get into the grit of the video, and that is what are my expectations going into for next season. Let's start off with at pitcher. Besides John Means, we need an extra pitcher on this roster as like an ace or a top guy because we really don't have that, and it showed this last year. We had decent depth, we just need a consistent starter that can do it all basically. And I think the Orioles will try to go after somebody like that in free agency and add them to the starting rotation. So whoever that is, he'll probably join. And I do expect them to bring guys like Dean Creamer, Austin Vose, Kyle Bradish, and Jordan Lyles back. Because all those guys impressed me as well this year. And this is my prediction for a starting rotation. If we go out and sign or trade for a big name pitcher, they will probably be the one. John Means will probably be the two. Number three, I'm gonna say would be the rookie Grayson Rodriguez. That'll probably be three, followed by Dean Creamer, Kyle Bradish. Those are my starting five next year. If we gotta sign it, I don't think in that situation we'll bring back Jordan Lyles. If we don't do that, we'll keep Lyles on the roster and add the starting five as Means, Lyles, Bradish, Creamer, and Voss. Now let's say we keep Bradish, but we go out and sign another starting pitcher. So it'd be those three guys, Grayson Rodriguez, who I think will be a lot to be starter next year. So those guys, those three guys. And then Grayson Rodriguez 4, and then Dean Creamer will be 5. Although number 5 could eventually come down to either Creamer or Bradish. And Bradish had a really good year, very impressive him. And then of course Jordan Lyles had that complete game. Dean Creamer had a couple really, really good starts. I believe he had a complete game as well. Dean Creamer, Jordan Lyles, and Kyle Bradish on. Well, Bradish didn't have a complete game. He got pulled in 9th, and Bautista finished it. But still, go through 8 innings without giving up a run, and then have your closer come in and finish off. That's pretty impressive. Now let's get into the second thing, and that is the bullpen. Let's start off with Felix Bautista, who I am really impressed with. I think he has the ability to be our starting closer going into next season, and I think he will have that opportunity to become that closer, that elite closer that the Orioles desperately need. The second guy that really impressed me was actually Cionel Perez. I did not think Perez was going to have a good season as he did. He had a really good year, and I think because of that, he will be looked at as the guy we could possibly bring back, keep in our bullpen. Same goes to a guy like Austin Vose and Spencer Watkins. Watkins and Tyler Wells will both be will they could both start games, but I don't think they'll be one of the top starters in there. As I said before, it's Lyles, Means, Rodriguez, Kramer, and whoever that ace is. I think that's my starting five. Although you can argue Cabrash as well, as I said before. That leaves the last thing. Oh, also I want to talk about Brian Baker, who I think had a really good year. He just picked up a save today. He he started a couple of games and didn't look all that great as a starter, but we don't really need him to be that starter. He only started a couple of games because the guys were injured. Then goes to Smeg Ballman, another guy who started a couple of games, and Deal Hall. They started a couple of games, but that's only in rotation. Like, they're not expected to be a full-time starter as guys like John Means or Dean Kramer or Kyle Bradish. Is those guys you'll probably look at next year and say those guys can stick around as our start. So after the bullpen, and that's to talk about how I think the bullpen did. Let's go into the last thing, and that is our batting rotation. Now, let's go through I guess let's start with the infield and work our way outwards. So let's start with catcher. I don't think Robinson Trianos is staying. I think we're going to look at backup catcher. Now, whether that's in AAA or AA even with Bowie, seeing what guys have there, or bringing back a guy like Anthony Benboom, I think we're going to look at backup catchers next year to pair up with Adley Rushman. I don't think Robinson Trianos is coming back. I think he was just there as a veteran presence to help Rushman, and now that Rushman's more experienced, he will be the starting catcher / DH whenever he catches a Saturday night and there's a game Sunday morning. The second guy all right, so that's catcher. And obviously starting catcher going to be quite Adley Rushman. Now going into the infield. My starting first baseman next year is Ryan Mountcastle. That's pretty obvious. I don't think anybody else will pass him. I don't think anybody in AAA has really done that all that great. And Tyler Nevin, I don't expect to be. I could see him back, but I don't think he's gonna be contending for even a backup rotational spot. In fact, the only first baseman on our roster that will compete for that backup first baseman spot, I think, will be Aguilar, and I think Jesus Aguilar will be the backup first baseman. If that's the case, if not, we'll just look at either for AAA, AA, see what prospects have there, and if that's the case, may as well compete for that backup first baseman spot. But other than that, I think Ryan Mack also will be the starter. Second baseman, I'm not sure what's going on with Ramon Urias. If Urias is ready to go, that first opening day, he'll start. And if that's the case, Urias will start day one at second base. If he's not ready to come back, we'll put in we'll either bring back Ruben Odor and have Odor play second in the meantime, and then maybe cut or trade Odor or even designated for assignment and put him in AAA, and then have Urias come back and play second. If that's not the case, if Urias isn't ready to go and we don't keep Odor, I wouldn't mind seeing Terran Barbara get a chance at second base. And I think he had a really good end to the season last year. He started the end of the season strong. He had a first career home run today, and I think right now my second baseman will be Terran Barbara. Starting shortstop, this is kind of obvious for him, Mateo. I don't really need to say anything else. His speed dominates. He's looked pretty good. Batting wise, he could probably improve there. But he is really, really good shortstop defensive wise, and I think we'll keep him at short. Third baseman, that's another pretty obvious one. I mean, it's Gunnar Henderson. I mean, who else do you expect there? Once again, I could see a situation where if Urias is healthy and if Mateo's batting isn't up to par, we'd probably see Urias at short and Henderson at third, or Henderson at short and Urias at third. But once again, that's kind of up in the air, and I don't see either of those happening. My outfield is going to be Ryan Mountcastle, Urias / Babra, whoever's healthy. Mateo at short, Gunnar Henderson at third. Now, the outfield, this is where it gets interesting. You got 5 guys that you could argue to start in the outfield. Cedric Mullins at center, that's pretty obvious. He's going to be our leadoff guy once again. At right field, I'm going to say Anthony Santander. And at left field, I'm going to go with Kyle Stowers. I'm going to go with Kyle Stowers over Austin Hayes. Mainly because toward the end of the season, Hayes started the follow-up while Kyle Stowers completely skyrocketed. And I like the idea of Stowers, Mullins, Santander in the outfield. Mainly because Hayes really needs to show more batting wise. Now, let's say Hayes doesn't prove batting wise, and he shows that he can be a capable starter. Then I can see a situation where, okay, keep Santander at DH, and we'll have the outfield of Hayes, Mullins, Stowers, just like the season. Just like the starting rotation this season. But once again, that doesn't happen. And you'll probably see the outfield as Stowers, Mullins, Santander. And then the last spot is obviously the DH. And who's DHing? And right now, my DH is, I'm going to say my DH is Ramon Urias or Terran Vavra, whoever is in second baseman. And either that or Santander again. Once again, you could argue either or, but right now, that's what I'm going with. I think if I did predict the starting lineup week 1, I'm going to say Cedric Mullins is center, leadoff. Horseman second, Anthony Santander. First 3 again. Also, he really did well last year, and I think I'll be able to get 3 guys go 1, 2, 3 again. Maybe those 3 are our 3 best batters. Although you could argue maybe you might move Henderson up to 3 and have him as the cleanup behind Mullins and Rutschman. But either way, Mullins, Rutschman, Santa there. 4 through 6, I think will be Gunnar Henderson at third, Ryan Mountcastle at first, and then I'm gonna go with Kyle Stowers 6. Because I really liked what I saw for Stowers last year, and I think he will be a starter. And then 7 through 9 will be Terran Vavra. I'm gonna play safe and say Ramon Urias isn't ready to go first day. Terran Vavra. Now I'm gonna go Hayes 7th, Vavra 8th, Mateo 9th. Because I do like Mateo in that 9th batter spot, but because I think that's where he most succeeds best. Especially with the two speedsters going 9 and 1. And a combination like that really helps. So yeah, that's my Orioles end of the season review / prediction for next season. I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out. I hope that my NFL Week 5 predictions tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time.